Hello, hi Bonnie.
Hi, Misa. Thanks for having me here.
Thank you, Bonnie. Here's Bonnie Chiu. Why don't you introduce yourself first before we dive into the questions?
Great. So hi, my name's Bonnie Chiu. I wear a few different hats, but I'm the founder and CEO of Lensational, a nonprofit social enterprise that aims to equip marginalized women and girls in developing countries through photography training and digital skills. I started that back on the International Women's Day 2013, and since then we have trained over 700 women in 20 countries, and that's really due to my network of volunteers across 25 countries. So I'm a huge believer of women's empowerment, a huge advocate for social enterprises, which I believe will be a new business model that challenges both how nonprofits and for-profits work. I also am the managing director of the social investment consultancy, working with a wide range of organizations to advise them how they can increase and maximize their social impact. So earlier this year, I've been fortunate to be recognized as a Forbes 30 under 30 social entrepreneur in Europe. And I just hope that I could share my story with more women and people across the world that are hoping to use entrepreneurship to bring about social change.
That's fantastic. We are so excited to have you at Festival of Doers. And I already know a lot of people who are super excited to meet you there. So very, very privileged. Thank you, Bonnie. But next, I would like to hear what is your, it all sounds super fantastic. How do you define success for yourself as a bigger concept, including kind of personal life and life as a whole?
Yeah. So success for me is definitely not the recognition I get. And I know that might sound a bit counterintuitive and a bit weird, but I think success for me has always been about living out my purpose. And I think I'm fortunate enough to know that my purpose is to help in any way I can, the ones who have fewer resources to begin with. So yes, success for me is just every day knowing that I'm living my purpose, that I am doing all I can to advance humanity. And I think in a way it's a feeling that you get at at the bottom of your heart that you know that you're doing the right thing.
I love that. And of course, that recognition and the awards and things, they will help on that mission rather than being the success itself. But it's part of the path. And yeah, congratulations on that. Recognition is also important, I think, because then it reinforces the fact you know you are on the right path and doing the right thing.
Yes, definitely.
Would you be able to? I mean, the theme of Festival of Doers in January is turning points. Would you be able to share a little bit about your journey, sort of the backstory, when maybe everything wasn't going so smoothly?
Yeah. So I actually started working on the business plan for Lensational back in September 2012. It took me 6 months to present to a few different professors back in my business school and thinking of how can I make this into reality. And then we entered into kind of one of the best competitions for social enterprises back in Hong Kong, and my colleagues and I got into the finals, but then on the final day we didn't get any prize, which is fine in itself. But actually, one of the judges, a quite respected professor, came and told us that you are very bright young women, but the idea is not going to go anywhere, so don't waste your time. And when he said that, I really genuinely thought, he was saying the right thing, that he was giving us advice out of kindness and sincerity, that he doesn't want us to waste our time and detract ourselves from our studies. So I just, kind of took that, and I didn't think about Lensational for a few days and thought, I just moved back to my original aim of finding a good graduate employer and live my life that way. But something was really bugging me, and then it came the International Women's Day, just a few days after. And on my Facebook newsfeed, I was reading so many inspirational stories of other women, men as well, doing things to advance the cause of women's empowerment. And I just know that this cause matters so much to me. And actually, I shouldn't have any excuse not to do anything. I don't have any excuse to just stay in my comfort zone, because if I don't do something, then things will not change surrounding me. So I just started a Facebook page on that day. I uploaded the cover photo. I uploaded the logo. I uploaded a few stories that made in my life that made me realize how important it is for women's voices to be heard, using the tool of photography, which is a universal language that transcends all barriers. And it really got started from there. So that was really a turning point, because because of a few things. One is I never thought that I would be necessarily a social entrepreneur or entrepreneur. That wasn't what I wrote on my homework, back when I was 10 or 16. I never really knew what I wanted to do, but I think I saw a problem, and I listened to myself, and I'm glad I listened to my instincts rather than the rationality. And I went and do something that experts told me not to do. And in a way, it was kind of, an act of rebellion. But I think social change never happens if people stick by the rules.
Yes, completely agree. What would be I think there's a lot of women struggling with that. There might be quite a strong inner voice, but then the external forces and discouragement kind of stops them from getting started. What is your top tip to get over that?
I think genuinely not listening to other people. And, it sounds easy to do, but I think it is. I also often just compare or observe how women and men might act differently. And I really do see more women falling into the trap of not doing something because of other people telling them to. And there's a cultural difference as well. I'm from a culture which is quite collectivistic, and you should listen to your parents, you should listen to your family. But I think throughout reflecting on my journey, it is to really listen to myself and not listen to other people. Someone said a quote to me that I thought was quite interesting. She said that you should consult the experts, but do the opposite of what the experts tell you, because that's how change happens.
Oh, fantastic. I love that. And we will be diving more into this topic at Festival of Doers in January. And that's the whole purpose of the day, is to get things moving, create change, and not listen to what other people say, but start listening to our hearts and our instincts more. So thank you very much, Bonnie. And I'm very much looking forward to January and when we meet in London.
See you. Yeah, see you soon.